Hello friends, today I will be sharing one of the latest discovery in diabetes. If you see, diabetes is almost the biggest disease globally. Almost with 400 million people suffering from diabetes all over the world, this is the major concern nowadays. Now, as is the major concern, lots and lots of research and discoveries are happening in the field of diabetes. So I will make you aware about what are the discoveries happening and what is the latest one. I will be focusing more on latest one because I know most of you are going through Google and searching for diabetes updates and latest news. But now this is going to be a landmark discovery. And I am going to tell you at the end of this session, I am going to tell you what you can do to use this latest discovery right now rather than waiting for 20, 30, and 40 years to come. Right? So here guys, I'm Dr. Ravi Vairagade. I'm the genetic health transformation expert. We have patients globally and we have recently launched a franchisee open for the global people. So here is the news for you. Usually everybody knows that diabetes is an incurable disease. It cannot be reversed. There are few people who are trying it with diet, few people trying with some Ayurvedic herbs, and few people trying with lifestyle modifications, yoga, and so on and so forth. All these methods are definitely influencing diabetes in some or other way. Now, the way they influence is basically they increase the glucose sensitivity. The major problem in type 2 diabetes is not lack of insulin. It is a lack of receptor sensitivity. This is a major problem. So what is happening is, if there's the receptors lack the sensitivity to insulin, they won't metabolize whatever you have consumed, especially carbohydrates, and this leads to increase of blood sugar again and again. Now the latest research have proved, see, it is everybody knows that it is the beta cells which are responsible, right? So now insulin producing beta cells, the function of these cells can be increased. Isn't it a good news? In fact, isn't it a great news? Recently, they have found that there is a protein called as VDAC1. So VDAC1 protein, and then there are variants like VDAC2, VDAC3 as well. So they have found that this protein is in excess in diabetes, and if we can block this protein, insulin cells, means beta cells, will start functioning better and they will secrete more and more insulin. Now this is a great news because the major factor is not of giving medicines and forcibly getting more insulin from the cells. Because see, all the older method, for example, using sulfonylureas and other drugs which force the beta cells to work more, they are counterproductive. In fact, we expect a good result. They give us a good result for a while, and then they give us a bad result, and that bad result is a beta cell failure, permanent beta cell failure, permanent pancreatic failure, the hormonal part. So now the earlier medicines, all whatever people are taking, usually whatever, if you or your relative are taking, usually they damage pancreas more than they benefit it. They change the report. If somebody consumes medicines within 15 days, 1 month, he will see there are changes in the blood sugar level and blood sugar level goes down. And we are happy. We are so happy. Wow, my blood sugar was 400. Now it is getting down and down and down. But getting blood sugar down is just a temporary benefit. At what cost? If you are getting this temporary benefit, the question to ask is, at what cost? So if you look after that, when the blood sugar is coming in under complete control, the insulin cells are getting damaged. Now this is dangerous sign. Because you will be happy. I am taking medicine since 5 years and my blood sugar is okay, great, normal, within control. But the question is it serving your long-term purpose? And the answer is big no. It is not serving your long-term purpose. So whatever you do, If it doesn't serve your long-term purpose, it is sure that it is not going to help you long. So the medicine causes beta cell failure, pancreatic cell failure, then the insulin secretion gets stopped completely, and then we need to shift patient from tablets to insulin. Now this is the usual journey from tablets to insulin, and whether they are on tablets for long term or insulin for long term, usually you will see people try to control blood sugar, but usually blood sugar is not under control. It is not under control. You see patient talking about, okay, I had a blood sugar of 250, and then I started tablets, and then the blood sugar was absolutely normal, 160, 170, 160, 170. But after 10 years, blood sugar is now 250, 270, tablets are more, and blood sugar is uncontrolled. This is not a great scenario, but the fact is, this is the real scenario. So now people have started thinking about how we can get a long-term benefits or long-term results or permanent results of improving beta cell function. Now guys, that is a great news. Usually it is seen that everybody in the all the pharma sector and everything, they talk about control, the good control, the best control, the better control of blood sugar. But guys, this does not help. This does not help long, because we are seeing kidney failures increasing, we are seeing heart problems increasing, we are seeing brain problems increasing, we are seeing eye problems increasing, we are seeing nerve problems increasing. Recently, I went to Singapore, one of the most developed cities with a very high-tech Medicare. But the biggest problem there is diabetes, resulting into kidney failure and amputation of the legs. Yes, I was in so many like amputated. I said, why? What is happening? Somebody shared with me that amputation is one of the biggest problem in Singapore. I couldn't figure out the reason. But then I know that this is the proof that the current Medicare medical science is not able to benefit in long term. They will show result in short term, but in long term, the organ damage continues. Maybe they are enhanced, because as of now, as per the reports, we see all the complications of diabetes increasing, clearly telling us that it is not helping. So now this latest research is something different. They are trying to improve beta cell function. Now I think, fix it in your mind. Your first and prime responsibility is to improve beta cell function. I'm not talking of forcibly extracting more work from beta cells. If you are forcible, as in sulfonylureas, beta cell function deteriorate over a period of time. I'm talking about the real function stimulation. If you stimulate, right, the beta cells improve in functions. That is what we usually do when we talk of a genetically targeted medicines. Because if we talk of diabetes, the base of diabetes is genetically mediated. And on the top of it, the triggers come from the lifestyle and the stress and the mind and whatever, so many reasons. But the base is by genetic. So can we stimulate beta cell through genetics? And answer is yes. Now coming back to the latest research, this protein VDAC1, VDAC2, VDAC3, if we can block this, if we can stop this protein, the beta cell functions are going to improve and releasing more insulin. Releasing more insulin means obviously reports will be better. But now this is very primitive stage, and what I read just now was that still it is in very, I will say, stage of a neonate. It is just born. They are studying it more and more, and probably this will take more 10 to 15, 20, 30 years to come. If we can really block such a nuisance protein, and we can increase the function of beta cell, this is going to be groundbreaking results. Now I'm going to tell you how you can do this right now. How many of you are interested? If I can guide you that there is a method by which you can actually promote beta cell functions, or you can actually enhance beta cell function, will you be interested? I'm sure you will be. So let me share a few things with you. Now people think exercise benefit in diabetes, right? But how and why? Is it just that you are consuming calories and therefore blood sugar comes less? No, guys, it's not like that. When you do exercise, it increases the metabolic activity. Now, what do you mean by increasing metabolic activity? When we talk about the increase of metabolic activity, it automatically signifies that your beta cells, why only beta cell? Every cell of the body is going to function better. Let it be brain cells, let it be heart cells, let it be cells in your skin, let it be absolutely everything. But your cells are going to function better because you have increased the activity. Increase cardiac activity, increase cardiac pumping, increase blood to all the parts of the body, and as the blood is increased to all the parts of the body, they get more oxygen, and more oxygen helps every cell to perform better. A shade better, slightly better, can be more better if you do it regularly. So exercise is not that you are helping to take care of carbohydrates and calories. No, by exercise you actually improve beta cell function. So guys, why to wait for a latest technology to come up with the research of VDAC1 and then block this protein to improve the beta cells? Not a great idea. You have some methods now. One I just mentioned, rest I will be telling you now. But the best method to start with is exercise. See, diabetes is a disease triggered by lifestyle. Why not change the lifestyle? And the research which they are doing, see, I am of the idea of simplifying the problems. If I can simplify the problems, I will better go for it. If I were to complicate, you'll be fascinated. You'll be saying, wow, he is a genius. He has such a completely complex names and all. Come on. It is not like that. So I will be giving you 4 to 5 steps how you can improve the beta cells functions. So one, walking, exercise of any form is going to help you improve the beta cell function. So work on that. People are fascinated by drugs, by medicines, by costly medicines, by shiny wrappers of the medicine, by the good companies and good researchers. I think let us go to basics first. So go to basics. Whenever we design a treatment plan, we see that we are mobilizing patients adequately. If we mobilize patients adequately, the results are going to be fantastic. So one is do a regular exercise. It actually improves the beta cell function, and as the beta cell functions are improved, more insulin secreted, and as the more insulin secreted, your sugar automatically comes into control without medicine. Or if you are a medicine, you have to reduce the doses of medicine, and that is a great news. That is the great news because every medicine comes with the side effect. Second, so if you are doing regular exercise, you have improved the beta cell function by a shade. But now the main factor is, what beyond this? Can we do something more? Forget genetics. Let us focus on lifestyle. What among the lifestyle have contributed to trigger diabetes? Is lifestyle only about the physical things, or the mind and the stress and the daily routine and the office routine and the office stress and the home stress all also come as a part of a trigger for diabetes? And the answer is big yes. You are right, guys. If we can, now let me repeat it very carefully. Please, 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 please understand. See, if you are in huge stress absolutely is a negative feedback for body. If you are in a stress or a nervousness or a sadness and a depression, all this will reduce the function of every cell of the body, including the pancreas, beta cells. So now stress is a negative feedback and reduces the function, and relieving stress will be a positive feedback, and all the cells will function better. Now I have made this a generalist comment, but if you look at it very closely, If all the functions are improving, if all the cells are functioning better, what will happen to beta cells? Because just imagine, two people are there. A person A, he's sad, depressed, nervous. Suppose just a sad, depressed, nervous person and a very, very happy, excited, passionate person. Whose cell will be working better? This person's or this person? Obviously, the basic metabolic activity, as I told you, it increases by exercise. Similarly, it also increases by being in a cheerful, happy state with a very excited and a passionate mood. This is one of the greatest stimulant for each and every cell of your body. Let it be a brain cell or a cardiac cell or a kidney cell, wherever, whatever it is. So now we have discussed two things which can stimulate beta cell function. First is exercise, absolutely any kind of exercise. Second is being happy, stress free, relaxed, excited, and passionate, and loving your work and loving for self. Now, these mental states are very, very powerful and very, very resourceful. It has been repeatedly found that being in a right mental state is going to change the world for you. It is going to release the right kind of hormones and it is going to stimulate cells in a right way. So now one is physical exercise, another is mindset, a mental setup. Going slightly next step, another way where you can improve the metabolic functions of yearly. Specifically, we will be talking here about the beta cells, right? So one is physical exercise, next is the mindset, right mindset. Third and very, very important thing here is breathing exercises. Now, I don't want you to go for 2 hours of yoga. No, it is not required. It is not required. Excess, I don't recommend. But simple, deep breathing in a fresh air will give you adequate oxygen. And oxygen is a food for each and every cell. If you have adequate oxygen, there will be adequate fuel and all the cells will be working better. The functions will be normal, near normal, better, improving. So breathing exercises is one of the very, very important way and everybody should follow this if you really want to take care of your diabetes. I'm not talking just of blood sugar here. Now coming back to these three methods again, all these methods are they useful? I'm sure your answer will be yes, they are useful. Now, if these are useful, will they cure the disease? No, they will not cure it completely. So, what else is needed? You will remember, I have already told you the basic platform for the disease to happen is genetics. It is a genetic internal, inherent genetic tendency which creates diabetes. The triggers may come from anywhere. Now, this tendency either you inherit or you acquire in this life period. Whatever the reason may be. I have discussed about the causes of diabetes in some other video. I will be talking if the time permits. But then, if you really want to take care of your diabetes from the root cause, you cannot escape considering the treatment of genes. You cannot escape it. It is not possible, right? So let me put it straight. Can we influence genes? A simple question. Can we influence genes? Answer is yes. With the latest technologies in human mind technologies, it has been proved that genes can be influenced. This is called a science of epigenetics. What it is called? It's called a science of epigenetics. Epigenetics say we can influence genes by a number of methods. And let me tell you guys, this is a wonderful thing to do. If you can do this, you can change absolutely any disease. There are different methods by which you can done. Probably I will not be able to share in very deep detail, but let me give you some insight here. Genes can be influenced by drugs, means medicines. Then apart from genes, it can be influenced by your mind thought patterns. Now, isn't it great? If we can influence genes by our thought patterns, what else do you want? Then again, the concept comes, genes can be influenced by your social surrounding. If you study social genomics, it has been clearly proved that your surrounding will eventually influence your genetic expressions. For example, if you are in a surrounding of a criminals and surrounding of a saints, your face after 10 to 15 or 20 years will show different signs. So your face is basically creation of your genes. You do not create paint from external. No. Your external influence your genetics to create a changes whatever is required. Now this is very, very powerful information. If you can influence genes, you must do your whatever it takes, your best. So if you study social genomics, they have proven that the people you hang around with, the thoughts you harbor in your mind actually influence even the structure of the genes. I am here talking about the functions. I am not talking about the structure. So if you can put your mind right, if you can take the right medicines, if you can change your social, psychosocial surroundings, there's a method to it basically. You can influence your genes. And once you can influence your genes, your diabetes can just reverse it back. We have done it so many times. We are not just depending on diet to reverse the diabetes. We actually work with the genetically targeted medicines. So what these medicines do, this medicine, without telling you the name of the protein, VDAC1 or VDAC2 or VDAC3, or even before we know the name of these proteins, they block them. They stimulate beta cell and you get more insulin secretion. Is it not something amazing? So the research which is going on, physical realm, see, we talk nowadays about what we can see, but we depend completely on the things which we cannot see. We depend on your mind. You depend on your mind. I depend on my mind. Can we see mind? We cannot see mind. But mind is the most powerful tool. See, let me ask you a question. If you have a hammer, this is not a hammer, I know, but if you have a hammer, but that hammer is having a faulty rod and you cannot use it for the right purpose, you are not able to hit the nail, you are not able to break anything out of it. What is the use of this hammer? Similarly, you have a very powerful tool called mind. If you cannot use this mind properly, it is a waste. It is useless. Whatever you are today is a reflection of your mind. And mind is visible or invisible? It is invisible. And you are living right now. You have taken breath today, you will be taking breath tomorrow. Is it just a function of respiratory system? No, there's something called as life. Can you prove that? No. So however scientific we become, more and more materialistic we become, more and more objective we become, we will still be completely under the control of the invisible forces like mind, life, gravity. There's so many solar. We cannot see this. See, there's so much of air between you and me. Are you able to see it? No. So we are completely surrounded by invisible things, but unfortunately, we depend only on the physical things. This is not going to help us. There are physical, if you take a ratio of physical and invisible things in the universe will always be abundant of the invisible things. Visible things will have a very, very less share. Same with the human body. You may have a body of 50 kg, 60 kg, 70 kg, 100 kg, 120 kg, 200 kg. But to move that body, you need to think. You need to give instructions from here. You need to give instructions from the invisible. Now you are connecting with me. How we are connecting? We are connecting with the internet. What is the internet? Can you see the electronic? Are you able to see the electromagnetic waves traveling from when I'm talking? I'm not seeing any electromagnetic wave traveling towards you. Or you may not be seeing some electromagnetic waves coming towards you. See guys, the most powerful things are always invisible. So learn to go deeper. Learn to dig deeper and you will get all your answers. Another question I'm seeing, Babulal Jain, how to maintain body after heart bypass? Again the same question. Babulal ji, why you want to just maintain body? Body is just a slave of a master mind. Focus on your mind, focus on your genes, your body will take care of itself. Don't worry. Follow these techniques. The techniques I told you are not only true for diabetes, they are true for almost all the diseases. If you can focus on these things, you can probably reverse most of the diseases. Now let me check out any question. If there's juvenile diabetes, a great question indeed. Let me see, I can take it or not. Yeah, I can take it. Swapna Prasad. See, juvenile diabetes is basically diabetes in younger population. Simple. Now, nobody really knows. People say it is from birth. I don't feel I don't believe. I have seen it. It is not from birth. I've seen so many patients who are juvenile diabetic, but before few years they had a blood sugar done. They had a urine report done, and that is normal. So it is not since birth. People say it is genetic. I disagree. In fact, most of the wise experts disagree by being it of genetic origin. In fact, more of a genetics is involved in type 2 diabetes. With regards to juvenile diabetes, it is more autoimmune. So something in the body happens where your immunity starts attacking your own cells, and one culprit, one victim of this own attack is beta cells of Langerhans, and hence it destroys the insulin secreting cells. So now my question is, if it is autoimmune and not from birth, what triggered its autoimmunity? What triggered this autoimmunity? If you can find that and treat that, even a type 1 diabetes responds great. We have seen so many type 1 patients as well, and we have seen insulin reducing more than 50, 60, 70, 80% as well. So the great response even in type 1 and type 2 is fabulous response. Follow this step by step system. I know some responses are going to come. Oh no, this man is talking this and talking that. Come on, let me tell you. I'm talking with 23 years of experience. With this experience, I have seen so many diabetes reversing. You're talking from Google knowledge probably, and Google knowledge is limited. See, let me put it very straight and simple. Science is doing a trillions dollar research daily. It is not a daily budget, but they are doing research daily, and the budget is in trillions. Why? Because science know that it doesn't know all. Unfortunately, few people who read from Google start believing they know it all. It is not like that, my dear friends. Please try these methods. You will see your sugar coming down automatically, and you will see your medicines going down. And that will be great for you, because if you do these methods and tablets come down and blood sugar come down, you are going to save your organs. Your kidneys will improve. Your eyes will improve. Your nerves will improve. Your heart functions will improve, because now you are actually trying to stimulate the beta cell function. Same can be done with all other diseases. There are different methods to work on that. I'll be focusing time to time on the different kind of diseases. If you have some questions, I'm very open to answer. In fact, I will love to answer your questions. Please write your questions there. And if you want this message to spread to, see, diabetes is 400 million people all over the world. I want you to share this information to as many people as possible to give your social contribution. As a social being, we actually have a lot of responsibility to educate more and more people. People nowadays are just consuming medicine and finally destroying all the organs like kidneys and heart. It is time to wake up. It is time to give a wake up call, and you can be the most important person to give this wake up call. See guys, in spite of all the system using all the modern technical methods, kidney failures are increasing, diabetes is increasing, heart disease is increasing, and the brain diseases are increasing, paralysis is increasing, Parkinson's is increasing, liver failures are increasing. every disease increasing is an adequate proof that we need to do something more. Probably this is that precisely something which the world needs to know. And I'm sure you are going to share this to as many people as possible. Thank you guys. Thank you for being on this live. I'll check some more questions. And if there are no more questions, no, there are a lot of questions. Mr. Nagesh Reddy says, I am following all these from 15 years. Great, Mr. Nagesh. I salute you that you are already following all these things. But then let me tell you, if you are following since 15 years and still your diabetes is there, that means you need to add this genetic based treatment. There is no other way out. You have to add the genetic based treatment, because rest of all the triggers you are taking care of, but the base of the genetics you are not taking care of. So add these genetically targeted medicines and you will see the rapid changes in your diabetes. I'm not talking about saving you from some 1 or 2 medicines. I'm not talking about saving you from the high blood sugar. I'm talking you from saving your kidneys, your liver, your eyes, your nerves, your heart, your brain. You can save so many things just by focusing on the internal reversal of diabetes by genetically targeted therapy. So you can do this for you. That will be great. Bindya Das, is the insulin works long? See, Bindya, let me answer this very, very straight. If you are dependent on insulin, that means you have actually given up on your organ. I'm the person who never gives up. And I will advise you. See, if you go to insulin, you have already agreed. You have already lost the battle. You want to accept that my pancreas and my beta cells are useless thing now. I don't believe in this. I believe in keep trying. So if you're taking insulin, great, doesn't matter, but keep trying to stimulate the beta cells to increase their functions and improve in diabetes. So is the insulin works long? See, insulin is not a medicine. It is just a supplement. It can work from as many years as possible. The dose have to be increased. But once you depend on insulin, you have actually lost the battle. I don't believe in you being a loser. I believe in you being the victor, the champion of life. So change your gears, take the control, take responsibility, and try to stimulate your beta cells, your pancreas once again. Don't lose the battle before fighting for it, right? Nagesh Reddy, 52 years. Come on, Nagesh, you are very young. It is right time to go ahead, because if you don't go ahead with the genetic based therapy now, after 52, 53, 55, and 60 years, your organs will start to fail one by one. Don't wait for that moment. It is the right moment. Go ahead with the treatment. Amit Sharma, see what the method I will tell you, use them. You will get a blood sugar reduction of blood sugar. But don't just depend on natural remedy. You may be thinking of, okay, I will take methi, karela, and something like turmeric, and my blood sugar will go down. Come on. Don't think of control. Think of reversal. So Amit Sharma, don't just think of control of blood sugar. Forget it. Diabetes is not equal to blood sugar. I have so many videos on diabetes. You can see I have told you how diabetes and blood sugar are not the same. Don't over focus on blood sugar. Focus on the whole gamut of problems called as diabetes, the metabolic syndrome. Nagesh Reddy, this is you are reading step by step, but then this is very relevant for today's video. My family's all members are diabetic and even younger ones. That means you need to take care of genes. Very simple. Get into a deeper. Now, I was not about to talk on this because I don't want to promote myself everywhere. But the question is very, very relevant. Go into the deep realm of genetic reprogramming and the mind reprogramming. You need this badly. I don't want this diabetes to go to the future generations as well. Take care right now. Solve it. See that the genetics is taken care of. Can we reduce TPO at Hashimoto? Sudha Agrawal. Yes, we can. We can reduce. There's a video on thyroid which I have made. You can please go to that. What is fatty liver? Uma Devi, fatty liver is when the fat starts depositing in the liver. It is called fatty liver. You need to take care of this fatty liver right now, because fatty liver stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, then comes cirrhosis of liver, and then comes liver failure. And the conventional medicine do not have any treatment for it. You need to take care of it very, very seriously. People usually take treatment for the current problem. I don't think they are the visionaries. You need to think about treating now for preventing a future problem. That is what is called real prevention. And Uma Devi, you need to go for prevention methods. Hi Abhijit, nice to see you once again. Mr. Alok Joshi. Mr. Alok Joshi, a good question again. Sir, even many homeopaths suggest to continue allopathic medicines. Let me tell you, I also suggest to continue allopathic medicines. See, your body, your pancreas, your beta cells have been habituated for that. You cannot suddenly lift the control. But then when you are taking the medicine, you also need to take the root cause treatment. So when you are taking tablets and a root cause treatment, and once your pancreas starts functioning better, your tablets will go down. And we have so many patients where tablets have been stopped as well. So although you may be taking allopathic tablets, still you need to do a root cause treatment. If you do root cause treatment, your long-term future will be better. If you just depend on tablets, your long-term future will be unfortunately unsafe and risky. It won't be better. So if you depend on tablets, actually your pancreas is dying a slow death. It is dying a slow and sure death. So don't focus on tablets more. Although you are taking tablets, continue, but immediately start some inner root cause treatment. Let me emphasize this. This is essential and mandatory to be done urgently. Don't wait for your organs to fail. That is actually too late. Mr. Nilesh Karade, yeah, hello. Yeah, hi Abhijit again. Parail Roshan Mohammed. I have been diabetic since 12 years but never took any medicine for diabetes. I control my sugar by diet. Great. You are controlling your sugar by diet. That is something really great, because I will be happy to see somebody controlling by having own restrictions. That is great. But then let me give you once again a simple message. If you are having the tendency within, this will crop up in future. So get a good kind of a maybe for you, if it is under complete control, maybe a good or a great level of homeopathic medicine can help you out. So take some good homeopathic medicines, not medicine, I will say, meet a good homeopath and get it treated from him. No medicine helps. A doctor can select a medicine which nobody knows before studying, and only he can help you, right? Otherwise, some people may be asking me, can you suggest a remedy for diabetes? There's nothing like a remedy for diabetes. There is a corrective measure for your inner systemic problem, and it will be different for each one of you. Suppose I want to give the name of a medicine, Caesium zambulanum. Many people are taking it. I know most of the people who are talking about this, listening to this video, will be thinking about, okay, Caesium zambulanum, I can take it. Azadirachta indica, I can take it. It won't help. It won't help. It works like allopathy if you take without a proper study and proper medication. So yeah, that's great. You are in control, but I will not be happy with the control. Although I say it is great, you are controlling it. I want to finish it off completely. Let it be finished completely so that your future becomes safe. You save your kidney, liver, heart, brain, and nose and eyes. They are precious, right? Great. So thanks for being on this live. It is great to see so many comments, so many people responding. I'm sure you are going to share this to as many people as possible. And if there are any comments, I will love to respond to all your comments. I have given this link. Most of the people ask, how can we get a free consultation? I have given a link in just below the title, so you can go click on that link and you can just book your free consultation. And if you want any free suggestion, you can just write it here I'm ready to give all the free suggestions. My team is there to work with me. If you want to write something directly to me, so I will be typing my email ID here. You can just use that and send your details for the detailed discussion, right? So thank you guys. This is my email ID. I'm typing it here. We are on a mission to help millions of people get the right healthcare. We want your support. Without your support, we cannot do it. So I request you to share this as many people as possible. And once you share this to as many people as possible, you are doing social duty and helping me to do my social duty. So thank you guys. With this latest update on diabetes, I say bye and take care. Good night. Bye bye.